Assassin's Creed Black Flag Resynced just got major news in form of deep dive article covering parkour, stealth and combat. Also, huge shout out to Ubisoft who did fly me in Paris to try the game out, but more about that later in May. So, in the article, we got in total 14 new gameplay clips going over social stealth, combat and parkour. If you have kept your eyes on, you actually might spot that from the showcase to this article, there has been some improvements. The game actually seems much smoother than it was on 23rd of April when the game was officially revealed. This is giving me so much hope for the future because the devs actually have 2 more months in order to polish the game, and for now it is looking absolutely fantastic in my mind. If you agree, definitely hit the like button. Also remember, everything we are seeing is still work in progress, so it is not the final cut, so I kindly ask you to keep that one in mind. It may get better, it may stay the same, who knows, but at least there is a chance that it will get even better from this. One thing that the community also has spotted was the outfits. In the reveal and also in the new gameplay, we are having few different options already been shown. So let me know in the comments down below what else we are gonna see before the launch. Let's start with the parkour. Olfu said one thing we worked on a lot and iterated with the feedback we received early on from community members during playtests was to nail the responsiveness and pace of Edward. And yes, it was not as good on the reveal as it is right now. The landing animations were refined, Edward recovers more quickly from the drop. This removes any scene of stumbling or heaviness and keeps movement feeling smooth and continuous. Jumping from one spot to the other is also more responsive. We know keeping a scene of flow is what makes a parkour run most rewarding. But honestly, I did quite like in Shadows, also in Mirage, were a little bit hurt for a short period of time after failing the roll or jumping from very high up and landing on their feet. It was quite immersive in my opinion, and it is like a small punishment for making incorrect decisions while parkouring. So I wish they actually reconsider that one because it is giving the game more realistic vibes. Of course, I'm happy to argue about that in the comments down below. There also will be some subtle changes to heighten this scene of fluidity. For example, when mantling after a wall run, Edward will have a short speed boost that allows him to keep the pace of his run despite slightly recovering. You can also roll upon hitting the ground to maintain the sprinting pace. So that is exactly what I was meaning before about failing the parkour or pressing the incorrect buttons. Also in the article, in the cities, familiar features like the corner swings and lifts return. They also included zip lines scattered across the cities, and I'm keen to hear your opinions about those. Because we had so many zip lines, for example in Valhalla. Some didn't like them, some did. I personally did like those. But how do you feel about those being added in the Black Flag Resynced? With the advanced parkour returns section of the article, this caught my eye. Deeper deal of control, making side and back ejects possible from virtually any height, including non-targeted jumps into the void. So that is giving us so much control, what we are doing, what we are not doing, and I'm really happy with that one. Perhaps finally my parkour skills are getting back on the level they were more than 10 years ago. At least hopefully that is the case after some time. And of course, while parkour up continues, prioritize height gains and upward momentum. We are also gonna have manual jumps day one, and I think a lot of players, parkour enthusiasts, are pleased with that decision. Not like with the Shadows, it took months before we got the manual jumps. Even Mirage got the manual jumps before Shadows. So that is definitely a huge plus. No feature updates, including basic mechanics, so the devs can actually fix anything that is broken, improve the game, and hopefully add some content on the post-launch. The stealth section. And before we dive any deeper into this one, I'm gonna say I'm not gonna read every single line out loud in this video. So definitely check the article yourself. You can find it in the description box where I have direct link for the article. That being said, let's move on to the stealth. Classic Assassin's Creed Eagle Vision returns for Edward, and also the observe mechanic from Assassin's Creed Shadows will be added into the game. So basically, you can use Eagle Vision and observe the same. You can use them while playing as now in Shadows. I'm not sure if I'm in the minority with this one, but I quite like the observe mechanic. It has been really simple, really easy, finding the enemies, tagging them with great impact on the gameplay, in my opinion. So I'm happy that they are combining both Eagle Vision and also the Observe. To be honest, in Shadows I have been using Observe like 95% of the time, and only 5% I have been using Eagle Vision. For me, it is that much better to use Observe rather than Eagle Vision. On the reveal showcase, Edward can now crouch anytime. And like with the previous article, there are some mechanics coming from Shadows, so lighting, shadows will help your stealth throughout the game. Meaning, when it's dark, you are crouching, moving in the shadows. You are much harder to spot than in pure daylight while crouched or not crouched. I don't think I can elaborate anything more on that one without spoiling anything, without breaking any embargoes. But yeah, manual crouch is a step up from the original game. The article also dives in tools that we can use, like the blowpipe with Berserk and sleep darts that you may be familiar from the original game. Basically, Berserk darts are making the enemies go insane, attacking each other. I always had a blast with that one, but for stealth, sleep darts will be your best friends, and if this is truly faithful to the original, we can craft pouches so we can hold more darts. Of course, smoke bombs will be in the game as well, and there seems to be nothing regarding if you can throw it further away or just drop it. I guess we have to wait and see. One thing that is also coming back and has improved tremendously, in my opinion, is the rope dart. In the original game, we got it in sequence 11. In Resynced, it is given to us in sequence 3. So we can actually enjoy that one, at least this time. And if you are getting a new game plus for Assassin's Creed blackflag Resynced, that would be even more fantastic. Also, the article is confirming taking Edward's hood on and off, and it will happen with a quick press of a button. Edward can throw his hood on and off. And that has been one of the most asked questions, in my opinion, regarding the game. Just like the blood effects, but yeah. As you may know already, the blood effect wasn't in the showcase because YouTube being YouTube, censoring stuff like that, blood in the video games, which honestly sucks in my opinion. I'm quickly gonna go through the social stealth. Yes, social stealth that is back in blackflag, and one thing that is greatly improved from the original will be tailing and eavesdropping missions. And yes, I agree 100%. They were pain in the back. While playing the original, in Resynced, they will be more forgiving, and now we can again hire NPCs, we can blend into the crowds, throw money, so all the basic features from the original. How cool is that? Combat. In this one, we are also getting good news and also major letdowns. I hope the devs will reconsider some things. The takedowns, the core combat loop, hidden blade takedown, breaking on enemy's defense with multiple attacks will trigger hidden blade takedown, perfect parry takedowns. Those are triggered by timing of perfect parry, toggle, and yes, you can toggle on and off those visual thingies. That wasn't well received on the showcase. Edward can chain his takedowns up to 4 nearby enemies, depending on the swords he carries. So takedowns are tied to the weapons you are using. So 0, 1, 2, 3, 4. Woohoo, I can count. Wall takedown, kick an enemy into the wall, initiate a fatal takedown. Ground takedown, ground enemies from explosions or sweep move can be killed by ground takedown. There's also a quote. Unlocking the hidden blade in the story will increase the visual variety of takedowns in general, as Edward will then use the hidden blade as part of his takedown animation variations, including chain takedowns. environmental combat, and they can have a big effect on the fights. Ledges allow fatal kicks. Awesome! Tight corridors are ideal spaces for chain takedowns. Powder kegs can blow up, so boom, boom, boom.
With a spark and a boom, boom, boom.
Basically environmental damage to the enemies as well. I am pretty sure I am gonna fail so epically when trying to shoot, explode those kegs, but hey, it is what it is. Advanced attacks. Edward also has a new dodge attack, which causes additional damage if executed with precise timing, as a perfect dodge attack. The heavy attack is another advanced move to add to his combat kit, and you can do that by holding the light attack button. So, don't tap it, press it. Heavy attacks also vary in function depending on which type of weapons Edward is using. Rapier, heavy strikes are more damaging and can pierce through foes. Cutlass, heavy strikes cover wide area, hitting multiple enemies. Pistol sword, 2 damaging shots are fired, allowing Edward to focus on one enemy or spread damage on 2. Basically perfect weapon for boss battles. Adaptive enemies. Combat in Resynced is more demanding than before. Enemies can react to repetitive behavior, so players will need to vary their playstyle. Not sure what to think of that one. I guess we have to wait and see. For example, waiting around too much before you parry, enemies will be performing unstoppable attacks that cannot be parried. Abuse kick, and if you are spamming the kick, enemies will start quickly dodging them. Even though I'm not sure what to think of this in the long term, but on paper, it sounds so nice and so immersive. Like said, I'm not gonna read everything, but the iconic gun kata also returns, allowing us to kill multiple nearby enemies in quick succession when you have progressed enough in the game. And like said, we have more than 10 new clips in total playtime, a little bit under 4 minutes. And also, like said, the new gameplay is looking much smoother than the gameplay from the reveal. Of course, I will keep you updated regarding the game in form of shorts, posts, videos. So don't hesitate and become part of the Wolfpack right now. That was basically everything I wanted to share. So thank you for watching and hope to see you in the next one. Scott, over and out. Bye bye. Hey there, friend. I'm glad to see you. Stay sharp out there and keep smiling. We'll meet again.